You watch English movies. You understand most of it. You listen to podcasts. You get the idea. But then someone asks you a simple question in English, and your mind goes completely blank. Sound familiar? If this is you, don't worry. You're not alone. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly why this happens and how to fix it. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here today because this is one of the most common problems English learners face worldwide. You study hard, you understand English when you hear it or read it, but when it's your turn to speak, nothing comes out. There's actually a name for this in language learning: receptive versus productive skills. Understanding, receptive. Speaking, productive. And here's the truth most people don't know: these two skills are completely separate. You can have one without the other. Let's start with something simple. Think about the last time you watched an English movie without subtitles and you actually understood most of it. Or the last time you read an English message and you knew exactly what it meant without stopping to look anything up. That felt good, right? That felt like progress. And it is progress. Real progress. But here's the thing: understanding English and speaking English are two completely different skills. And most learners spend all their time building one and almost no time building the other. Your brain has two separate systems for language. One system is for receiving, for listening and reading. The other system is for producing, for speaking and writing. When you watch videos, read articles, or listen to podcasts, you are training only the receiving system. Your speaking system, it's just sitting there, waiting, untouched. So when someone asks you a question in English, your brain reaches for words and finds almost nothing there. Not because you're bad at English, but because you never trained that specific part of your brain. This is actually called the gap between receptive and productive skills in language learning, and it is one of the most well-known problems in the whole field. And the reason it happens to so many people is that listening and reading feel like learning. They feel comfortable, safe. You're making progress without any risk. Speaking is the opposite. Speaking is uncomfortable. It exposes you. And that brings us to the second reason this happens. And this one is bigger than most people realize: fear. Not a small, mild nervousness. Real fear. The moment you open your mouth to speak English, a part of your brain lights up and starts sending you warnings. What if I say something wrong? What if they don't understand me? What if I sound strange or silly? What if they judge me? And here's what those thoughts actually do to your brain: they freeze it. There's something in language learning called the affective filter. It's the idea that your emotional state directly controls how well you can use a language. When you're relaxed and comfortable, the filter is low and language flows more easily. When you're anxious, embarrassed, or scared, the filter goes high, and it blocks everything. Even the English you actually know gets blocked. This is why you can be completely fine watching an English show at home, but the second you have to speak to a real person, your mind goes blank. It's not your English that's failing you, it's your nervous system. Your brain is in protection mode, and in protection mode, language production shuts down. A lot of learners never get past this point because they interpret the fear as evidence that they're not ready. They think, I'll speak when my English is better. But their English never gets better because they're not speaking. And they're not speaking because they think their English isn't good enough. It's a loop. And the only way to break it is to speak before you feel ready. Now let's talk about the third reason. And this one happens inside your head every single time you try to speak. You translate. When someone says something to you in English, you hear it. Translate it into your own language, process the meaning, think of your answer in your own language, translate that answer into English, and then try to say it. That entire process takes seconds. And in a real conversation, you don't have seconds. By the time your translated answer is ready, the moment has already passed. The conversation has moved on, and you feel left behind again. Fluent speakers don't do this. They don't have a middle step. The English comes in and English goes out directly. No translation, no switching between two languages in their head. And the reason fluent speakers can do this isn't because they're smarter than you. It's because they've spent so many hours producing English that their brains stopped treating it like a foreign code to be decoded and started treating it like a direct system, just like their first language. You build that ability only one way: by speaking, by producing English so often that your brain starts to create automatic pathways, real, fast, effortless pathways. And every time you open your mouth and say something in English, even something short, even something imperfect, you are building one of those pathways. So, what do you actually do about all of this? You start speaking before you're ready. Not in a class, not with a tutor, just by yourself. Talk to yourself in English. Describe what you're doing while you cook, while you walk, while you get ready in the morning. Say it out loud. Say it wrong if you have to. The goal is not perfection. The goal is movement. Your mouth needs to learn how English feels. Your tongue needs to learn how English words are shaped. That only happens with practice, not with more study. And when you practice, stop editing before you speak. Most learners write the sentence in their head, check the grammar, look for mistakes, decide it's not good enough, and then say nothing. That habit is destroying your fluency. Say the sentence even if it's wrong. Correct it after. Keep moving. The second thing that works is repetition out loud. When you're watching an English video or listening to a podcast, don't just absorb it, repeat it out loud. Copy the rhythm, copy the speed, copy the way the words connect to each other. This is called shadowing, and it is one of the most powerful speaking tools that exists. It trains your mouth, your ear, and your brain all at the same time. And here's the thing most learners never hear: you don't need to be perfect to be understood. You just need to be brave enough to try. Find a speaking partner. It doesn't have to be a native speaker. Another learner is fine. A language exchange app is fine. The point is real conversation with real pressure, real listening, real responding. That kind of practice is irreplaceable. And most importantly, change how you see mistakes. Right now, a mistake probably feels like failure. It's not. A mistake means you tried. A mistake means you pushed past the fear and said something. Every single mistake is a data point that is making your English better. Learners who make the most mistakes are usually the ones who improve the fastest, because they're also the ones who are speaking the most. You have spent years building your understanding of English. That understanding is real, it is valuable, and it is a foundation, a strong one. Now it's time to build on top of it. Now it's time to use what you already know. Now it's time to speak. So let me say this clearly: you are not bad at English. You just haven't practiced the right skill yet. Speaking. Your brain is capable. Your English is better than you think. You just need to start using it, imperfectly, out loud, every single day. The only way to get better at speaking is to speak. Start today. Even one sentence. That's how it begins. If this video helped you, hit the like button. It really helps this channel grow. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. I post English tips every week. And comment below, what's the biggest thing that stops you from speaking English? I read every comment. See you in the next one. Take care and keep speaking.